This is Naina Bhushan, who is currently working as a senior account executive at White Rivers Media. And so, Naina, what are the career options in media and communications?
So when it comes down to media and communications, there are lots of sectors, right? Firstly, where I'm working, it's a digital marketing agency. So in that itself, you have design and communication, where video production and social media content creation comes in. Then you have the influencer marketing bit that ties in with social media. So there can be a lot of content related jobs, I would say, that are created when it comes down to media. There's video production, there is social media content creation, and then there's your normal simple content that goes into something like a journalism or news related media. Given, I think, the last 2 to 3 years, a lot has changed, of course, with especially, for example, if I take metaverse, right, there'll be a lot of different kind of jobs now that will be created when it comes down to communication and media, because it won't be your old school mainstream media like your television or newspapers. You've got, like, if I take an example, even gaming can be included. It comes under media only, actually. One part of it is the tech part, and the other part is like the creative bit where you have to design the characters, the content bit comes into it. So I would say that it's a vast sector, and there are a lot of minor steps under that.
Right. So, Naina, what do you think are the skill sets students should have who are interested in media and communications?
Okay, so I personally would say I recommend that in this field, given now everything's changing, I mean, coding's been introduced at a very early stage. When I was in school, we of course didn't have that. I would say upskilling is something that needs to be done every now and then, whether it's like a course of digital marketing on something like an Upgrad or Coursera, or if you want to get into content writing, you have a lot of these short gigs you could do, maybe get some experience. In terms of theory can only get you this much, right? What I personally would recommend is try and test out different internships. So if possible, maybe intern with like a media company, work at a digital agency, get that exposure. Because when you're working in that company or in that environment is when you can garner those skills. There's only this much you can like read about or try and do like an assignment, right? When you're there working with the people, working under those people who are experienced enough, I feel that gives you the best sort of exposure and clarity too. I did 3 different internships in my, like, one in finance, one in digital, and one in events. And I think that gave me clarity. So I think one major important way to get those skills is through internships and maybe like short-term work gigs you can pick up. And secondly would be doing short courses if possible. Of course, doing like a mass media course or doing your, bachelor's or master's in that is the mainstream way to go about it. But things are changing really quickly, like on a monthly way also, where I currently work also, we're supposed to keep learning a lot of skills. Because I think from 2020 to say 2025, the next 3 years, a lot is going to change on a very fast pace. So my advice would be to do these 2 things.
All right. So, Naina, tell us what have you studied and how has it helped with digital marketing?
Okay, so I actually was a former IB student as well, after which I did my bachelor's in management studies and specialized in finance. I didn't use any of my college education at the work I currently do. I did a short course in digital marketing. That, of course, helped me. And I was previously working on the brand side. It was basically the Bombay TED Talks. So that's where I was working in marketing, and I made a switch to social media because I basically have my own page on the site that I work on. I put up content there, I write. So I think that kind of helped me get into this field. So one very important thing I would personally say, for if someone wants to work in the digital field, is you need to have that interest. You can't get into it for the money or just, get some experience, because it gets very hectic. It's something that keeps changing. It's a very dynamic industry. So in order to grow, or if you really want to stick in this field, you need to have the inclination or interest in this. So I personally was interested in social media and, learning more and more about the digital field. So that's how I got into it.
All right. So thank you, Naina. Thank you so much, and hope to see you soon. And best of luck.
Thank you so much. Take care.